I was at Queen Margaret College, and the guy that taught stage combat there was called Bert Bracewell, and he was asked to direct fight scenes for Loughry Festival Theatre. And Clive Perry, who was in charge of my course, acting course, was the artistic director. Bert Bracewell recommended that I do it rather than him because he didn't have time to do it. He was the Olympic fencing coach at that time, so he was very, very busy doing a whole load of other things. And so I went up to Pitlochry and I did fight scenes for a course of disapproval. And that worked out really, really nicely. And that was while I was still at college. I'm far more interested in the drama than in just the moves. All these things are just moves until you start acting. And when you act what is really relatively simple principles and moves, when you act that, it becomes something more, it becomes another level, it becomes believable. He's all right, he can take it. I'm just trying to sneak in conversations with the director just now so I can easily pass over to my assistant. They're shooting the car arriving, and I've talked through with the Gordon, one actor, what's happening with him, because there's additional stuff we didn't cover at the rehearsal. A recommendation is far more valuable than seeing a CV, because you just don't know until you're going to meet somebody or work with them what they're going to be like. It's basically a straight, basic punch, just come out and do something simple. What's more difficult is all the action and acting that happens round about it. Rehearsing and action. I'm looking at kind of developing the business side of it a little bit more, because I've kind of gone as far as I can do at the moment, and what I'd like to do is go into maybe directing second unit stuff or directing larger action elements, but still bearing in mind the drama of the scene, because as I say, at the bottom of it all, if what's happening between the two characters is not realistic, if we faked it up, I just lose interest in it. It's got to be emotionally engaged and interesting for me. There's some great films out there which I find have been a great influence. The best fight sequence I think that's been shot on film was from The Princess Bride. What I loved about that is it was so close to the fencing training that I got, and there was a few fencing in-jokes in it, because the fencing in it is so good that they change hands and they change their foot movements and things like that, and that's all stuff that I was aware of, and therefore appreciated in it. In saying that, I kind of like the cheesiness of some of Arnold Schwarzenegger's fights as well. He just little signature moves and things like that come out of his fights. In fact, one of the moves I'm going to do today on the Taggart fight, hopefully, is going to be straight out of an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, which is to block an attack coming in there and to wrap the arm round at that, and then twist the arm so that the weapon drops out. That's a classic Arnold Schwarzenegger signature move, and I just love it because it's kind of kitsch and quite funny. If you want to become a fight director, if you're younger, you really need to be finding a good local youth theatre and getting yourself into a performance frame of mind, I suppose. Getting used to working on stage, because all the stuff you can learn for stage counts the same for television as well, really. It's just your audience is here rather than playing to a wide audience in a theatre. Fight directors come from different backgrounds. My background was acting and fencing, but the important thing is it's not the martial art. That's secondary to learning about drama and learning about directing and learning about why people behave in the ways they do, why people in fights make eye contact or invade space and come close and invade each other's space. And the fight started when that happens. The fight's not started because a blow's been hit. The most famous person on a mobile phone. The most famous person I have in my mobile phone is Michael Caine. Mike and I go back a long way. He doesn't know I've got his number though.